Today more than ever before, the Naira is under intense pressure, with inflation rising, volatile exchange rates, and political uncertainty, with the 2027 elections looming. Amidst all these, you are wondering, how do I get to build real lasting wealth without chasing risky get-rich-quick traps? You're in the right spot. Here's the eye-opener. Nigeria leads the world in cassava, yams, and cowpeas production, yet we still import billions in processed food every single year. For God's sake, how does that make sense to anyone? But while we keep wondering, there is a massive gap that it has created, and this is quietly creating millionaires, not through farming raw crops, but by stepping into the agribusiness value chain. My name is Tim. I'm an entrepreneur and business consultant on a mission to help you attain and sustain wealth. If you are ready to build serious wealth this year, smash that like button for me and subscribe. Today I'm revealing 11 overlooked agribusiness ideas most Nigerians ignore. These aren't flashy Instagram farms. They are smart behind-the-scene plays, turning raw produce into cash machines. Many who excelled in this started with under 500,000 naira before they scaled it to 5 to 20 million annually. And you don't need land, you don't need tractors, you don't need to battle the weather. Nigeria's agriculture grew steadily in 2025 by around 2 to 3% in key quarters. But the money is not in primary farming, it is in processing. With our population pushing over 240 million and urban demand exploding in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt and beyond, processed goods sell out fast. Experts say agro-processing could add trillions to our GDP, backed by government incentives like funds for processing and easier exports. Low competition, steady demand, 30 to 70% margins. These boring ideas are hugely profitable. Stick around while we count down from 11 to 1 for maximum suspense. By the end, you will get a simple 3-step action plan to help you launch before the next 1 month. Now let's dive in, starting with number 11, which is agro-export brokerage. Most Nigerians think exporting agricultural products requires owning huge farms or having millions of naira. But the truth is, you can make money just by being a broker. You connect local farmers to international buyers. Products like sesame seeds, cashews, and cocoa are in high demand in Europe and Asia. By being the connector, you earn a commission on each deal, typically between 5 to 10%. The good thing with this model is that the startup cost can be as low as 200 to 500,000 naira, which covers certification, a phone, and some travel. Once you handle 10 to 20 tons a month, your potential earnings can reach 5 to 15 million naira annually. If you think these numbers are too high, let me tell you something. In 2025, Nigeria exported $66 million worth of sesame alone. Now I'm talking about dollars and just sesame. To get started, you must get certified by the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, build farmer networks through WhatsApp groups, and connect with buyers on platforms like TradeKey. And if you think that's good, wait until you hear number 10, which is even simpler. I'm talking about cold chain storage services. Here's a shocking fact. Nigeria loses 40% of its produce to spoilage every single year. That's a huge opportunity, don't you think? Cold storage is gold. You can rent or buy small solar-powered cold rooms, like the Cold Hubs model, and charge farmers per crate per day to store fruits, vegetables, or fish. Startup costs range between 1 to 2 million naira for a basic unit. In urban areas like Lagos or Port Harcourt, charging 2 to 500 naira per crate per day can easily earn you between 3 to 10 million naira annually. Cold Hubs already serves over 5,000 farmers and reduces wastes by 80%. To start, partner with solar providers for financing. Locate near markets like Mile 12 and market your services through farmers' co-ops. Think about this for a second. How many tons of tomatoes rot in Nigeria every single day? That's your opportunity. Now this takes us to number 9, which is organic fertilizer production. This business is overlooked because it's dirty work, but with chemical fertilizer prices rising by 50% in 2025, organic alternatives are booming. The idea is simple if you can just wait and hear me out. Collect poultry manure, food waste or cow dung, process it into compost, bag it, and sell to farmers. Startup costs range between 300,000 and 800,000 naira for equipment and space. Your potential earnings are between 4 and 12 million naira per year, selling each bag at 5 to 10,000 naira. Nigeria's organic market grew by 25% in 2025. To get started, get training online on platforms like YouTube for free. But if you can also get it from the National Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. Source wastes from farms, certify your product as organic, and sell through agro stores or online. This takes us to number 8, which is agro-tech market linkage apps. Tech can seem intimidating, but simple apps that connect farmers to buyers are one of the easiest wealth building strategies. You can build your own app or use a white label solution, linking producers to processors and earn a fee for every transaction. A lot of people who made attempts at doing this but failed did everything the wrong way. They wasted a lot of time in having the app that they had no time entirely to make it functional and useful in the real market. That's what you must do differently. More than the app, you must find a way of getting it to work. Startup costs for this are between 500,000 and 1 million naira. You can earn 5 to 15 million naira annually, taking just 2 to 5% commission on deals. Let me give you an example with Kenya, where they have this app known as iProcure. This app is already handling millions of dollars in transactions. But when you come down to Nigeria, the market is largely untapped. This takes us to number 7, which is value-added fruit processing. Fresh fruits like mangoes, pineapples, and pawpaw in Nigeria are in abundance, especially during peak seasons. Instead of selling them raw at low prices, process them into higher value products, juices, dried snacks, or powders. These can deliver over 50% profit margins because they have longer shelf life and command premium prices. Startup costs for this are very low. 400,000 to 1 million covers blenders, a fruit dryer, packaging materials, and basic setups. Here's how it works in simple steps. For juices, wash ripe fruits thoroughly. Peel and cut them into pieces. Blend or extract the juice. Pasteurize by briefly heating to kill bacteria. Then bottle and seal. For dried snacks, here's what you do. Slice the fruits thinly and evenly. Dip the slices in lemon water to prevent browning. Then dry them using a dehydrator or sun drying under cover. The next thing is to package as healthy, ready-to-eat snacks. For powders, fully dry the fruit slices until crisp. Grind them into fine powder and pack it in airtight containers. If you don't know what fruit to start with, let me give you a hint. Mango powder can easily sell for 3 times your production cost to bakeries, smoothie shops, or even exports. Now we're done with that. The next thing is to focus on hygiene. Get NAFDAC approval as you scale and start small to test the market. Nigeria's plenty of seasonal food makes this a low-risk, high-reward opportunity. Thus, value-added food processing, simple, profitable, and full of quick wins. Now from here we go to number 6, which is poultry feed formulation and sales. Nigeria's poultry boom is unstoppable in 2026. Demand for chicken and eggs is up big time. Feed is 60 to 70% of every farmer's cost, and they are tired of expensive branded bags. That's the opening for you. You don't raise chickens, you just formulate and sell custom high-quality feed. Mix local maize, soybeans, bran, proteins, vitamins, and create starter, grower, finisher, or layer formulas that deliver better results. The startup capital for this is between 300 to 700,000 for a small mixer, grinder, skills, and the first batch of ingredients. Let me open your eyes to something. In Abuja, a 25 kg bag sells for 13,000 to 19,000. Move just 200 bags a month, and what you have is 2.6 to 3.8 million revenue. With over 30% margin, you are clearing 4 to 10 million a year. Steady repeat customers, low risk, no weather or disease headaches. Now we are at the top 5. If you are still here, I want you to comment overlooked millionaire because you are making your millions from one of these overlooked businesses. Now let's go to number 5, which is Agribusiness consulting. On the surface, this looks like a flimsy business, but let me let you in. Thousands of Nigerian farmers are struggling. Low yields, soaring input costs, complicated grant applications, and no reliable market links. They need expert guidance to unlock funding, boost production, and sell better, but most have nowhere to turn to. Now that's where you come in. With government programs, BOA loans, NADF support, and donor funds pouring in, the opportunity is massive, yet farmers keep missing out. This is where you step in as an agricultural consultant. Offer practical results-driven advice, writing winning grant proposals, accessing soft loans, improving yields, farm management, and connecting to buyers. You can deliver your consultancy services online. That's via WhatsApp or Zoom, or you can do it in person, whichever one that works for you and your client. The startup cost is incredibly low. With 250,000 to 500,000, you can begin with a basic website, marketing on social media, business cards, and your phone. You do not need an office when you're starting. Earnings from this can be explosive. Now you can charge anywhere from 25 to 200,000 per client or project. Help one farmer secure a grant or loan, and your fee covers itself multiple times over. Here's a real example. A Lagos consultant guided dozens of smallholders to funding and grants, pulling in over 6 million in fees. If you have agri knowledge, build trust with free tips and testimonials. Then watch clients multiply. From here we go to number 4, which is biofuel from agro waste, which in simple terms is charcoal production from agro waste. Our country faces chronic energy shortages, skyrocketing fuel costs, and massive environmental pollution from open burning of agricultural wastes. Here's the game changer. Nigeria generates over 70 to 74 million tons of agro residues annually, like rice husks, cassava peels, maize cobs, and more. These trash piles either rot or get burned openly, harming health and the forests. Now you can flip the script by converting this waste into high-value fuel, briquettes for clean cooking or bioethanol for cleaner energy. Charcoal briquettes from rice husks, peanut shells or cassava peels burn hotter, longer and smokeless than the charcoal from wood, slashing deforestation and indoor air pollution. The startup cost is between 500,000 to 1.5 million for a small briquetting machine, grinder, dryer and raw collection. Bioethanol setups scale similarly. Earning potentials here is around 7 to 15 million annually. Now we're at the top 3, and if you are still here, kudos. Now let's start with number 3. That's grain trading and storage. Right now, grain prices in Nigeria are climbing fast after the harvest glut. Maize and sorghum are in short supply in the southern markets, while northern farmers are sitting on stockpiles from last season. This price gap is your profit margin. Buy maize or sorghum cheap during peak harvests. That's from July to October, when prices crash, often to between 37 to 45,000 naira per 100 kg bag. Store it safely for 4 to 6 months, then sell during the dry season. That's anything from January to June, when demand from feed mills, breweries, and households pushes prices up by 50 to 100% or more. Understand this, you don't farm, you arbitrage seasonality. Startup for this is between 1 to 2 million, which gets you warehouse rent, bags or basic silos for pest-proof storage, fumigation supplies, and your first bulk buy. And then to number 2, which is agro-input supply chain. Forget small shop retail. The real money in 2026 is in becoming a trusted bulk supplier of quality seeds and fertilizers to rural farmers and cooperatives across Nigeria. Farmers need reliable high-yield hybrid seeds like maize, rice, sorghum, cowpeas, and effective fertilizers at the right time. Prices spike, fakes flood the market, and many struggle to access genuine input. You solve that pain point. This is how it works. Source directly from reputable manufacturers or certified importers at wholesale prices. Build a network. Local agro dealers, farm groups, extension agents, and cooperatives in rural areas. Distribute via pickup vans, motorbikes, or direct delivery during peak seasons. That's March to May, September to November. You need a startup of 500,000 to 1 million, which covers initial stock, transportation, storage bags or sheds, and marketing. Here's an edge for you to enter. Offer credit to trusted groups, that's with guarantee. Bundle seeds plus fertilizers. This is steady, scalable, and farm-focused. Supply what Nigeria's growers need the most, and watch the profits repeat season after season. And then the number 1 overlooked business idea, agro-processing for export-ready products. In 2026, global demand for authentic African foods and sustainable ingredients is booming, but you can focus on small-scale processing of garri, high-quality cassava flour, or refined palm oil for export markets. Now you can begin by buying cheap raw cassava or palm fruits during harvest gluts. Process into clean export-grade products using affordable local machines, that's graters, presses, fryers, or small refiners, and packaged professionally. The startup is low. It's just between 800,000 to 2 million for equipment and initial materials. Earnings from this can be anywhere from 10 to 30 million annually at scale, with 2 to 3x higher prices from international buyers like the UK, US, Canada, or regional markets. Secure NAFDAC and SON certifications. Start with small badges to perfect quality, then use export agents or platforms to reach buyers. This turns local abundance into premium cash, accessible, high margin, and built for generational wealth. Here's a quick reality check. Agribusinesses is not entirely passive. You will face hard work, learning curves, and market risks. The key is to start small, test one idea, and scale with profits. Government loans like those from Bank of Agriculture can help fund your start. Here's a simple 3-step action plan. First, pick 1 or 2 ideas from this list that match your location and budget. Second, get basic trainings. YouTube tutorials are great, or attend workshops. Third, start small with a pilot. Invest between 100 and 500,000 naira. Track your costs and profit for 3 months and then expand. There you have it, 11 agribusiness ideas that most Nigerians overlook, yet make serious money in 2026. Which one will you try first? Cold storage, feed production, fruit processing? Comment below, I read every single one of them. If this video opened your eyes to hidden wealth opportunities, please like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next insider strategy.